Sign up for the What's Happening Report at what'shappeningmyron.com.
Ladies and gentlemen,
you're listening to the What's Happening Myron Radio Show.
Chrisette Michelle. My heart goes out to that young lady.
Yeah, that's an interesting story.
Yeah, she is really dealing with it. She had to go through a lot of stuff just from working. I know a lot of people really disagrees with, her choice. But, here's my thing. You sing for a living. Mm-hmm. And you sing for the wrong person, or what people would consider the wrong person, and then you get backlash. I don't think her label should have dropped her.
So let's just talk for a minute.
Okay.
So the entertainment industry is, as much as we want to say it's about people who have talent and they're just pursuing their dream, it's a business. It's a business just like any other business, right? And they're in the business of making money. And it's very similar to, like, sometimes you see studios, labels, different people dropping entertainers because they do something that is against their morals clause, right? Because it reflects poorly on them. Well, I'm 100% sure that there is something in her contract with them that says we can drop you if you do something that we feel like has a negative reflection on us. And so at the point where she was making a decision, am I going to get this money? I guarantee you that she's heard in her life that all money ain't good money. And at the time when all of this was happening, there were so many artists that were like, nope, not touching this with the 50-foot pole, right? I'm backing off. This was a decision that she made, and good, bad, or indifferent, this is the results of that decision. And we've all made decisions in our lives, right? And I am not by any stretch of the imagination negating the horrible things that have happened to her since then as a result. A lot of which is happening because of, like, the stress and anxiety of having to deal with the backlash. And I am so sorry to her for her loss. I am so sorry that she's having to go through all the things that she's having to go through. But they are all part of that decision that she made. Her fans spoke very loudly and clearly about how they felt in regards to her singing at the inauguration.
But she still gotta make a living.
Yeah, and she was making a living. Myron, the woman wasn't in a poorhouse. She's making a better living than some people who will work for the rest of their lives. So that was a decision that she made, and these are the results of that decision. Cause and effect.
Yeah, I guess there's not much I can say about that yet. It is, but I don't know. I just kind of think that she got a little more heat than she.
I agree that she got a little bit more heat than some of the other people who performed as well, because there were other people who performed. Yeah. She wasn't the only person that performed.
Yeah.
And are they being dropped by their labels? So
no, nobody's talking about it.
Right. So my next question would be, if no one else is being dropped by their labels, what else don't we know about this Chrisette Michelle situation? I'm always looking like...
You think there's some other layers to it?
Mm-hmm. And that this is just an exit for them that they can justify. Mm-hmm. Potentially. We don't really know. We only know what she's saying and what she's putting out. To be honest, we don't even have the other side of the story yet from the labels.
That's true. And they probably won't even address it because they kind of don't have to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But again, we're all adults and we all make decisions and we all make adult decisions. And sometimes those adult decisions come with consequences.
Adult consequences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to her for her loss. I'm sorry to her that she's having to experience this. But the reality is that when you live in the public eye, sometimes things happen.
I don't know. So you wouldn't have done it.
I certainly would not have done it. I said that at the time, and people kept saying, I think it was some crazy amount of money. Wasn't it like $400,000? It
was 300 and some thousand.
Yeah. So people were saying, you telling me you wouldn't do that for 300? No.
Well, one thing I do want to ask: if Chrisette Michelle had been a guy, Do you think this might go a little bit different?
So you trying to catch me all? You kind of trying to catch me all up in this situation?
Yeah, jump all off in there. Waddle in it. Do you think it would be different if it was a guy?
I think it would be different if she was a male. I also think that it would be different also if she was of a different race, because one of the things is you have to look at what this man stands for.
Yeah, because when we feel as black folks that you have jumped on the racism boat with the enemy, you know, we kind of take that kind of hard, because I'm surprised that, you know, that Steve Harvey have kind of rebounded from that meeting that he had with President Trump and everything.
And it was hardcore for him for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Steve is in people's lives every day, so he had, you know, the ability to like re-ingratiate himself back into their
that's
their
true.
lives, right?
True.
You know, over time, and explaining his actions and why he's doing what he's doing, and you know, that type of thing. Chrisette Michele does not have that opportunity to that level, right?
True.
She still has to earn her press. She isn't part of the press, so she can't justify her actions in that way.
Well, I'll be honest. I would have took the money. I would have put on a show, man. I'd have put on a good show too. And I would have given them their money's worth, and I would have walked away with my $300,000. And if my record label dropped me, I just release my stuff on iTunes.
Okay, Beyonce, you gonna just release on Tidal?
Yeah, I just release on Tidal. I do a Beyonce and Jay-Z, you know, and I wouldn't be studying nobody. That's just me though.
Yes, and that's just
me.
you. But so my thing is, my moral fortitude says I couldn't have done it. You know, I couldn't have done it no matter what the amount of money is, because of the amount of hatred that spews from that man's mouth on a daily basis. Yes, I said it live on radio.
And half the people who I think are, you know, giving this girl grief and fussing about it, they never have an opportunity to actually make $300,000 in one performance.
And that's the thing.
It's easy to have that thought when, you know,
nobody's offering it to you.
Nobody's offering to you, and you don't even know what that feels like.
And so it's important for you to listen to me when I say this, right? Mm-hmm. So you're talking about offering Ronnie $300,000, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not hurting for anything right now. Do I got $300,000 in the bank? Well, no, right? But I got a roof over my head. My kids are fed. I'm warm. I got shoes that don't have holes in the bottom. But now check me out. If I was homeless and or living off of $10,000 a year, that's a whole nother conversation, right? Let's just be real. Let's just be honest. That's a whole nother conversation. If this money was going to change the trajectory of my life, you know what I mean? It's going to get me from like living in the streets. Well, yeah, I'd take it. But as a person,
even if I had $300,000 already, I would still take that $300,000.
I can't ride with you on this.
And I would have me
just when you had that other intelligent answer.
Well, I told you I couldn't guarantee you what was coming next, Friday. Come on now. Anyway, I'm feeling comfortable again.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, I won't beat that dead horse right now.
Yeah. But I also would not be one of those people that were still in her face criticizing her for a decision that she made over a year ago. Like, come on, people, when do we let it go? Like, I would have been like disappointed in her, you know, then and maybe for like 2 weeks after that. But after that, I'm just like, let it go. I mean, like, they're ruining this girl's emotional well-being. So I wouldn't be still banging my head up against the wall going, how could she sing for him? I mean, that's old news. I mean, there's plenty of stuff that he's doing right now that's definitely bigger news.
That doesn't have anything to do with her or her singing or nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I still like, I think I might play a Chrisette Michele song.
Do your thing,
before
brother.
The show is off.
Do your thing.
Yeah, so we'll do that. Y'all do me a favor, stick around. Much more coming up on the What's Happening Myron radio show.
You're listening to the What's Happening Myron radio show.
Jam,